YouTube, what is going on? Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to be giving you the top 10 loadouts you can be using right now in Warzone 2. These are not going to be in any particular order, and I always recommend use what's most comfortable to you. But you can use any of these with each other, and you're going to have an absolute blast. Let's get into it. For first loadout, we're going to be running the Tempest Torrent, or the DMR 2.0 as people are calling it. You're going to go with the Tempest GH50 muzzle. We're going to tune that for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. We're going to go with the Lock Grip Precision 40 underbarrel, tuned for hip recoil control and hip fire accuracy. We got high velocity ammo with recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. And then you got the aim OPV for optic. We're going to leave that left side alone, and we're going to go with the close here. And then we have the support C90 grip here, tuned for recoil steadiness and aiming idle stability. But man, this thing is just, it's almost a must run right now. I think you're going to two-shot people to the head with plates right now. It's pretty insane. But then we're gonna run this, since that does run sniper ammo. I think a great addition to this is running a like a FSS Hurricane, which we're gonna give you later, or the Chimera, or the Chimera, however you want to say it. But I think you run this and it's going to be an absolute beam. You're going to run with the SA Leveler 55 muzzle, tuned for aim down sight speed and gun kick control. Then we're going to tune it. Then we're going to run the SA Phoenix barrel, tuned for recoil steadiness and aim down sight speed. And then we're going to run the VLK 7mm laser, and we're going to leave this alone if you want to. Tune it for a little bit more accuracy if you want to, but I don't know, a lot of people just like to run it with a negative 51 here. And then you can run it with sprinter fire speed, up to you, but I'm going to leave that left side alone. And then we'll go with the Chrono Mini Pro optic. If you like the iron sights, maybe you switch it out with a rear grip or the high velocity ammo, or maybe even an underbarrel. But I like the Chrono Mini Pro here, tuned for aim down sight speed and far. And then we like the 45 round mag. And man, this Chimera is just insane, dude. It's the best, honestly, almost your best close range option, but it's really kind of harder to control at long ranges. For our next set of loadouts, I like the M13 with the MP7. The MP7 is insane. The M13 is so easy to control. We're going to go with the FTAC Castle Comp muzzle. We're going to tune that for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. We're going to do the Bruin Echelon barrel, tuned for recoil steadiness and damage range. And then we are going with the aim OPV for optic, tuned for far, and a negative 106 on the aim down sight speed. And then I like the Edge 47 grip, strictly because it only has one con, and it really helps with that recoil stabilization. So we'll tune it for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. And then of course we want to add the 60 round mag, because it does get rid of bullets fast, just like the old school M13. But man, it is easy to control, and it is an absolute beam. Then like I said, I love the MP7. The MP7 is an absolutely insane SMG. I think it's top 3 SMG right now in my opinion. I like it better than the PDSW, so I think PDSW slides to number 4 for me. I like this MP7 right here. It's more consistent to me, and it's more accurate. That's my opinion. You have your own opinion, that's okay. Drop your comments below, let me know. And also guys, if you aren't subbed yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that noti bell, so you don't miss another one of these videos and you don't miss a chance to screenshot a loadout. But we're going to go with the X10 RR40. We're going to tune this for aim down sight speed and bullet velocity. Then we're going to go with the Tango 228 barrel, tuned for aim walking speed and aim down sight speed. And then we're going to go with the 7mm laser, tuned for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. And then we got the Assault 60 stock. We're going to tune this for aim down sight speed and aim walking speed. And then the 50 round mag. If you go solos, I highly recommend running the overpressured rounds right here. Gives your opponent quite a bit of target flinch without the recoil. It says it has no cons right here. So if you go with overpressured rounds, you get all the target flinch with no cons, and like the recoil is perfect, and you can max this out. Let's see, I'll show you right here. You can max this out for damage range and bullet velocity, and the recoil won't be affected. Even though it shows it on the chart, it won't be affected. It's like glitched out or something right here. But again, if you're running quads or trios, I would probably go with the 50 round mag. But again, like I said, I like it better than the PDSW. We'll give you a PDSW, but it's just so easy to control, almost even at long ranges. If you want to throw a sight on there too, you can. It's really good for sniper support as well. Next, we're going to team up the Cast-Off 545 with the PDSW. Again, the PDSW is good. I think it's number 4 in my opinion, and it just barely loses to the MP7, just strictly because I think the MP7 is more consistent. But again, the 545 is very good. Go with the Eclipse 80 muzzle. We're going to tune that for recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. And the FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, tuned for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. And then the IGK30 barrel, tuned for recoil steadiness and damage range. And then of course the AIM OPV4 optic. Here's the standard tuning settings for that. And then the 60 round mag. Again, this thing has very little recoil and hits really hard. So almost negative recoil in my opinion. Next, we're gonna go with the PDSW. We're gonna go with those overpressured rounds like I was talking about. Max out the damage range and bullet velocity. Go with the 7 mW laser, tuned for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. The Cronin Mini Pro, tuned for aim down sight speed and of course far. And then we got the Hollow Extended Stock, tuned for aim down sight speed and leave the bottom alone here. And then the TV Tac Comb, tuned for aim walking speed and aim down sight speed. Again, this is a build that definitely hits. It's perfect for solos. It's got a little bit more recoil than the MP7, which is why I just don't like it as much. It's, again, mid-range it's okay. Close range you're not losing hardly any gunfights with it, but absolutely loving the PDSW right now as well. Next, I want to team up the Hurricane with the HCR. The HCR is my favorite LMG right now. It's the most consistent for me, and I got my PR with it, so maybe it's a little biased, but I still absolutely love it. For that Hurricane though, this is a perfect sniper support build as well. You want to go with the FTAC Castle Comp muzzle. You want to tune that for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. The FSS Sharkfin 90 tuned for recoil stabilization and aim walking speed. And then the FSS Olvi laser tuned for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. And the Quicksilver stock here tuned for aim down sight speed and aiming idle stability. And then the Phantom rear grip tuned for recoil steadiness and sprint to fire speed. But man, the Hurricane hardly has any recoil at all. I'm absolutely loving it. It's almost as easy to control as the MP7. Again, the MP7s are really, really good, but man, it hits at those ranges too for me. But anyway, I'm absolutely loving the Hurricane. And then, like I said, the HCR is really, really good. I'm gonna go with the Seiken Tread 40 muzzle, tuned for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. The FTAC Ripper 56 underbarrel, tuned for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. The high velocity ammo tuned, we're gonna leave this alone on the left side and tune it for bullet velocity. You can go up the damage range, but it's gonna decrease your accuracy quite a bit. But again, completely up to you. And then the Stip 40 rear grip, we're gonna leave the left side alone again, and we're gonna leave the bottom side alone again. I just found that it was more consistent this way. And the AIM OPV4 optic, tuned my standard way. And honestly, there's just not a lot of recoil with it, man. It hits, it gives real RPK vibes. As you can see there, I only used what, math is hard, so very little bullets. Moving on, we're gonna go with the MP5 and that TAC 56. The TAC 56 is still so good, and I still like using it without a sight. I don't know, the iron sights are just clean for me, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna go for the MP5. We're gonna go with the Lockshot KT58 or KT85 muzzle. We're gonna tune that for recoil stabilization and gun kick control. And then we're gonna go with the Falcon barrel, tuned for aim walking speed and damage range. Then the 7 mW laser, tuned for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. And then the Lockman TCG 10 grip, tuned for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, and slap on that 40 round mag. Yep, but MP5 still very good even after the nerf. We're gonna still very accurate. I wouldn't shoot long range with this thing at all either, but like I said, man, the MP5 is so good. And then with this TAC 56, we're gonna go with the Eclipse 80 muzzle, and then we're gonna aim down sight speed, tune it for bullet velocity. FTAC Ripper, tuned for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability, and the 60 round mag here. And then the FSS Combat rear grip, tuned for recoil steadiness and aiming idle stability. And this thing just doesn't move, man. I mean, it's just so good and so consistent. If you want to add an optic on here, maybe you take off the high velocity ammo and add the AIM OPV4 optic. Completely up to you. That's what I would do if you want an optic. Man, it's just so good. This is actually my #1 overall loadout. I know that I said these weren't ranked, but this is the #1 overall loadout in Warzone right now, period. If you're not using this on Ashika Island, I don't know what you're doing. This thing, the ISO Hemlock and the Vaznev are the two best in my opinion. The ISO Hemlock, I think, is everybody's opinion though. For this ISO Hemlock, you want to go with the Harbinger D20 muzzle. You want to tune that for recoil smoothness and bullet velocity. The Fielder T50 barrel for recoil steadiness and damage range. If you don't want the if you don't want an underbarrel, maybe you go with the high velocity ammo. Completely up to you, but I like the FTAC Ripper here, tuned for recoil stabilization and aiming idle stability. 45 round mag, and then the aim OPV4 optic. And of course, you've all seen Hemlock clips before, but man, the thing does not move, and it just absolutely shreds teams, absolutely shreds them. It's absolutely insane. I would see that getting a nerf in season 3, in my opinion. I heard one-shot snipers are coming back in season 3. Hopefully that's true. Hopefully that's true. And for that Vaznim build, you want to go with the SA response barrel, tuned for recoil steadiness and damage range. Then we go the overpressured rounds again here, tuned for damage range and bullet velocity. Then the FSS OLV laser, tuned for sprint to fire speed and aim down sight speed. The broadside FCT stock, a lot of people, maybe you guys don't know about this stock yet, but it got added like secretly in season 2 reloaded or something like that, and it's just been here. And a lot of people run the Orchazat stock, but this broadside has a lot more pros and just like one more con than the Orchazat stock. And honestly, it's really, really good. And you want to tune that for aim down sight speed and aim walking speed, and then the true tack rear grip here for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. And it's just it definitely slays, man. It definitely slays. Kills really, really fast. Again, you're not gonna be trying to hit shots like that back that far, but you can if you want to, I guess. But obviously we will run with the ISO Hemlock for anything that far. So good. ISO so good. Thank you guys again for watching, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that noti bell if you want to catch these videos again, if you want to keep up to date on everything Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, and Call of Duty. We have merch coming soon, and we do live stream over on Kick if you are interested. Kick.com/MrMarvelTV. Thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.